I'm running for U.S. Senate against Kirsten Gillibrand. And I will tell you very importantly, I am an associate of someone who spent 5 years in federal prison, lived in LaRouche. A dozen of my colleagues were rounded up, locked up. All of our publications were shut down by the U.S. government. One of my friends was given a 77-year jail sentence for taking political loans and not being a registered stockbroker. And they told him, will you just lie? Will you just say you're guilty? Just say you committed a crime. Isn't that what they try to do to everyone who is fighting for freedom? And he said no. And then they said, you have to see a psychiatrist. You must be crazy to fake 77 years in jail. You must be crazy to defend the truth. And he served 11 years in prison. Now, many of us here have the distinct feeling that someone is trying to kill us. Why would we have that feeling? So, across the street is a pizza place, a cafe. How does the food get to the restaurant? The truck drivers know this. They presume that the people who live here don't know this. And where does the food come from? Do you know what nation is number 2 in agricultural exports in the world? A tiny nation. The Netherlands. The Netherlands. Number 2 in exporting food. What are they doing to the farmers in the Netherlands? They are making them measure how much nitrogen is in their cow manure, and then they are shutting down their farms. And when they decided to protest, they created a political party that got elected, but the next time they came out, the police began arresting them to stop the rally. What happened to the truckers? Their bank accounts were frozen. What happened to the people who came out on January 6th? They're in solitary confinement. The FBI is to this day looking for photographs on Facebook to come and visit you. I know many people who are unable to travel outside their state because they were there on January 6th. So what's the point? To prevent the people from having access to our government, to silence us, to try and convince us through fear that we don't really need to eat, that we don't really need to heat our house, we don't really need electricity, that you can cut off all of your reproductive organs and it won't matter. There will be no one left. That's part of the genocide. Also, what is the number 1 way of annihilating everyone efficiently? How about a nuclear war? Are we headed toward a nuclear war right now with Russia? Are we sending cluster bombs which kill children for generations to Ukraine? Yes, we are. That is why we are here to defend Pastor Pawlowski, because we have to defend the truth tellers, and we have to have courage, and courage will inspire others. And we have to tell our friends, you're afraid of the wrong thing. Don't be afraid of losing your job. Don't be afraid someone's going to call you a name. Don't be afraid your next door neighbor is not going to talk to you. You could lose everything. We could lose the entire human species. Now we're here in Canada. Who is on the Canadian money? Is it not now King Charles, who's like the number 1 depopulation person in the universe? So we have a nation which is not free, who has a royal monarchy against which we had a revolution that can veto anything their parliament does. That is why this minister would be a threat. because telling the truth when a rotten system is bankrupt and collapsing has enormous power. So I am optimistic. I think people are waking up. I think justice will be done. I don't know if it will be on time. And that is why we must be out. And lastly, I would like to invite everyone to join many organizations on Sunday at the United Nations Against Nuclear War. It's the anniversary of Hiroshima, a bomb that was dropped with no reason except terror and to kill the maximum number of people. And it set off a trend for global dictatorship. So I applaud all of us for our courage. We are going to grow. We are going to have more people join us, and we will pray for Pastor Pawlowski that he has strength to continue to keep his faith and to represent the good of mankind. Thank you.